Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Piglet here once again, and I'm Sylvester here. We're back from the Maxi Toys, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Sonic Unleashed for the Nintendo Wii / PlayStation 2. So last time we actually did manage to beat the crap out of the Egg Devil Ray, and we also did manage to tackle through 2 acts in Alaska Night, including the special guest with Diddy Kong. Thanks to him, he is actually coming to the Maxi Toys right now. In fact, he's actually invited right now. So, for the meantime though, until in the future episodes during time on some of the particular videos and playthroughs and whatever, that means you'll actually join us for our channel. So, yeah, that would be congratulated. So, yeah. So here we are today for this video is that we're gonna hopefully finish up Alaska Night while doing the final act of Alaska Night, which was actually called the Temple of Ice. Yeah, the referencing the name from the something like related to the Legend of Zelda, like the Ice Temple or something like that. But like, except rather than, although you still may retain some puzzles and whatnot, and still come across into the rooms, but I don't think there's any bosses at the end of a level. So yeah, something is more likely a weird common choice. But so anyway though. So I guess there's not much else we can actually just to talk about for here, folks. It's just that basically that what we haven't mentioned about something is that right now where we actually at the moment right now, that we're actually at Cornwall right now. But normally that the thing is because that Cornwall, that there's actually a pretty nice looking place though after all. That granted though, we still actually retain some uploading stuff from the particular point in this game's case, but anyway though, so there's not much we can say. But yeah, but we're still managed to actually just trying to upload as many videos as possible where we at Cornwall. But hey, thanks to that walk by, it's actually been fixed. So yeah, there's no update video or anything, unlike the ones in last couple of weeks, which was actually, I think it was actually 2 weeks ago, when Sonic, Mega Man, Pac-Man, and Mario did actually go to Greece, which those 4 had a lovely time there. Despite it was actually quite rainy though on Saturday, the 25th, according to that. So anyway though, so yeah, and then right over here, there's the hidden item. I think this is the item that you're actually trying to miss throughout the game, easily though. And we meet again with collecting those thing scenarios. So it has been a long while since we actually go do this gimmick. I think last time we did this, it was actually on Spagonia Night. So yeah. So yeah, another thing we need to talk about here is the fact that you remember that how with the Wreck-It Ralph film that we actually mentioned during the yesterday's video? Well, apparently, according to what the Nintendo Twitter account that we actually did saw, or Nintendo everything about this, is the fact that I heard there was a rumor of they're actually trying to make Wreck-It Ralph 2 as a sequel to the first Wreck-It Ralph film, which I thought to myself that it would be really awesome if they actually released the second film in the series of the Wreck-It Ralph film. I think the thing is though, is that after when the first film did actually had a whole bunch of video game cameos like Ryu, Ken from Street Fighter, and as well as Bowser from the Mario series, and Dr. Eggman, and Sonic the Hedgehog, that thankfully he was actually in the original model of Sonic. But at least he was actually voiced by Roger Craig Smith for a little bit. And yeah, that's actually pretty cool stuff I should say. So, but again, that the first film has been out since I think it's due to North America. It did originally released in 2012, but then a year later in Europe. So yeah, just want to mention that. So yeah, and the release date on the Wreck-It Ralph 2, I think it will possibly going to release on 2018, just like Toy Story 4. So yeah, we're actually looking forward to that film actually. So yeah, we can't wait for that naturally until like 2 years time. But I don't know exactly what the exact release date it is yet. So yeah, but further ado, let's just I think this might actually be the last part of this level right here. Yeah, because everything else is basically just enemy battles at the end of the level. So I think it happens every time on at the end of Act 3. So yeah, this might actually be the last time to actually battle the enemies for the time, so yeah, don't expect that. So anyways though, so and sadly though, the you know that if you had a brownies out there, oh we have 2 titans right there to actually face off against. But since we actually got the unleashed bar filled up, that means we can actually beat those titans easily. So we can easily do that. In this case, do that method anyway. So anyway though, yeah, unfortunately though, since we in my own time, I did manage to pre-order the next My Little Pony Friendship Magic DVD called Rarity Takes to Manhattan, and eventually at this point it will actually bring up the next DVD called Mod Pie. But we're originally gonna pre-order those 2 items, but sadly, according to the Amazon website page, unfortunately it will be delayed once again in 2017, which that really, a part of my language, but that's such really good piss me off. But still, kinda hard to believe that if they think they were originally gonna release, oh, we got another S rank. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. So yeah, it's kind of annoying to actually, if you actually think that it was going to arrive this year, which is 2016, but nope, it's all depend on luck, but sometimes it always happens to well for us anyway. So anyway, now we got our health upgrades to level 3 now, so this means we got ourselves a health extended, so Secret Illusion, Secret Movie, Secret Illusion, and a piece of Fragment, which I think that will actually belongs to Halaska itself, so that concludes Halaska Night between 3 acts. And for somehow, before we actually proceed, that we need to go head back to Spagonia once again to actually talk to Professor to see what else are we gonna do next. So that'll be our next objective right here. So you know, so yeah, I'm really disappointed at how some of my DVDs actually some of my DVDs I did pre-ordered. At least if I was a brownie still, but still, it's just felt really annoying that how it actually delays until 2017, just like how it does it in Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and as well as Kingdom Hearts 3, and also the new Sonic game is actually being released on. And I'm not exactly sure when though, but anyway though. So now we talk to Professor, so we have to revisit back to Halaska, so for some reason, the text doesn't seem to pop up. Even the color scheme is wrong, because it was supposed to be purple. But eventually it'll change a little bit as soon as we actually talk to this guy here, so even then he'll connect the fragment right there, so now we can actually access to the boss. Which was specifically the next boss in the game, so I'm pretty sure this might actually be the 4th boss we actually pretty much go into. So I think this might actually be the final time to actually explore Halaska, which is kind of unfortunate because Halaska itself is a really awesome looking level, especially the daytime stage mostly. Yeah, and especially I love the nighttime theme on Halaska, so and plus it's really cool to listen to the daytime version of the Halaska day itself. So anyway though, so now we can actually access to the planet door so that we can actually access to the next boss in the game. So I wonder what the next boss could be. Well, it looks like we got ourselves the next beast we're gonna be fighting against. And that boss will actually be as soon as the title card is actually shown up after this little scene is actually over. It looks kind of reminds me like a Hydra or something. But this guy is actually called Dark Moray. Now, different between this version and the ones in the HD version, mostly the Xbox 360 version, that the method on this first section is usually quite different compared to the HD version. Now, in the HD version of Sonic Unleashed, mostly the 360 and PlayStation 3 version, in order to actually get into Dark Moray himself, you're gonna have to use this little, freeze, little ice container, so that if you chuck them at this little, mini versions of the Morays, Dark Morays, as you say, in this case, the snakes will actually pop up with these little, security doors. That way, that will actually just allows you to attack them once they actually temporarily freeze. Or froze, rather. So, but in this version, in order to actually proceed to Dark Moray himself, you're gonna have to attack these little air conditioners. So, or in this case, some little cold conditions, or in this case, cold containers. And after when you mash the L and R buttons out here like several times, then as soon as he actually goes like a little scene where he constantly wiggles a lot, well, not from that part, but on the previous part, that he'll actually spews out the let's say for instance the first section that he'll actually spews out 3 ice containers, and then in order to actually attack him, you'll have to temporarily freeze him, and then plus in addition to that, well, you still retain some fights some enemies every once in a while for this little part. But I don't think these are necessary. They are pretty much optional, but even then, you can essentially ignore these guys all at once. So, however though, that's, even though after when you hit him several times, then he'll go to the next phase. So, basically, in the second phase, if you attack him well enough, but be very careful though, his projectiles, as you can see, because he'll actually spews out some ice so that you get temporarily frozen. So now he spews out 2 ice containers. Now what's different between this version and the ones in the 360 version is the fact that the hitboxes in this boss is in this version anyway is a lot easier than the ones in the 360 version, because in the 360 version, in order to actually let him get killed, it's the fact that you need to actually get onto this, you need to attack up one of those green weak points. And then every time when you're trying to hit these green weak points, depends on his pose is actually frozen on. And then, yeah, as you can see, that the belly itself will actually, if you somehow accidentally touch the belly, you get temporarily frozen. So, there's also another emphasis with these little attacks, as you can see. So, pretty simple and self-explanatory, though. Probably the easiest version of Dark Moray's boss fight. I know for the fact that the HD version is a bit harder because of this little hit points that you need to attack. But, as for this version, you can attack him whatever you wanted to. So, yeah, pretty simple and self-explanatory. And, just like, Dark Guy Phoenix, the S rank time you need to beat is actually, under 5 minutes. So, I don't think the enemies can help you in this fight, because I'm pretty sure it doesn't give you some force points, though, unfortunately. So, yeah, pretty simple, self-explanatory. So that is Dark Moray. So, that concludes that, and then we're assuming we can actually restore the 4th Chaos Emerald and the 4th continent. So now the color of the Chaos Emerald was actually light blue. So now we actually got ourselves 4 continents has been restored. So we unnaturally got only 3 left, as you guys can clearly see. So yeah, I think that wraps everything up for Alaska. So now we have to hit back to probably the final time in Spagonia, because Professor Pickle's going to discuss about something completely different. Well, we might as well actually just find out until when we actually jump into it. So, yeah, we'll once again have to revisit to Professor Pickle's lab, so that he'll actually discuss about something. So, yeah, let's go ahead and hop in. So, he was trying to say that I think he was actually going to pack his things up, so that means we're gonna have to move into a different, like a different location, which was called Shimoa, which I'm assuming that he was actually going to be going into, and I think we have to also go as well. So, yeah, that's actually quite cool, from the look of it, anyway.
systems are green. Dark Gaia activation is confirmed on all 7 continents. Electromagnetic homing signals are locked on. All units converging on point 0.
Yes, perfect! Gathering Dark Gaia's pieces is such a pain. I'll have them come to me instead! A brilliant shift in perspective. An idea worthy of Dr. Eggman, super genius!
Your skill at self-aggrandizement is unparalleled.
Silence! Activate the Dark Gaia fusion furnace. And while you're at it, get those energy conversion circuits warmed up.
Understood. Commencing Project Dark Gaia. Requesting final clearance.
Granted. Ha! Finally, my ambitions will be achieved.
So yeah, that was those 2 cutscenes out of the way. So let's just say we'll end things off here, even though it's a bit of the shortest episode of this playthrough for that part, because even then though that we did quite a lot recently. So anyways, next time on Let's Play Sonic Unleashed for the Nintendo Wii / PlayStation 2, we're about to be heading to the next destination, which was actually Shamar, which I'm presuming it was actually based off of like Egypt or South America. Or probably something like that, or South Africa or something. So yeah, see you guys next time. Later, fellas.